For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
Better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather is widely regarded as one of the greatest defensive boxers in history, but growing murmurs in the boxing world suggest that facing Terence Crawford could be a perilous gamble. Analysts warn that Mayweather, long retired and well past his prime, would risk both his legacy and his health against a pound-for-pound star like Crawford, renowned for his ruthless combinations, razor-sharp timing, and uncanny adaptability. To many, Crawford represents a dangerous challenge that Mayweather would be wise to avoid.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. And of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, so that was a big take. But
Not
yeah,
really.
I think so.
Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really, he doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now,
The what?
he doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. retired from professional boxing with an immaculate 50-0 record and is widely hailed as one of the greatest defensive fighters ever. Terence Crawford remains undefeated as well, a multi-division world champion celebrated for his seamless stance switching, high ring IQ, power, and versatility. As Crawford continues to dominate across weight classes, comparisons, hypotheticals, and debates over who would prevail in their respective primes have only intensified.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound number one fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. He chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he never had to. He was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo who, listen, previously, man, he was wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Legendary three-division champion Shane "Sugar" Mosley has stirred debate by suggesting that Terence Crawford might actually hold an edge over Floyd Mayweather, at least over certain versions of him. Mosley highlighted Crawford's power, versatility, and seamless stance switching, noting that these attributes create unpredictable angles and dangerous offensive opportunities. He added that Crawford could potentially emerge victorious against Money Mayweather. However, Mosley acknowledged that the younger, more aggressive, pretty boy Mayweather might pose a far tougher challenge for Crawford.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Former world champion Tim Bradley has publicly declared his belief that Terence Crawford would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. He highlighted Crawford's high ring IQ, versatility, and impeccable timing as key advantages. While Bradley acknowledged Mayweather's unmatched defense and agility, He argued that Crawford possesses the offensive firepower and tactical tools necessary to break through.
Distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that. We saw that in the
Shane hurt
Zaragoza
him.
fight. Now,
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And Zab wasn't quite a Shane level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Amir Khan has voiced deep respect for Terence Crawford and believes there's a genuine case that Crawford could defeat Floyd Mayweather. Khan praised Crawford's exceptional timing, noting how he disrupts opponents' rhythm, makes precise adjustments, and executes highly intelligent game plans. Reflecting on his own fight with Crawford, Khan highlighted the way Crawford frustrates rivals by making them miss by fractions and then capitalizing with perfectly timed combinations. He also argued that Crawford surpasses many of the welterweight division's biggest names and suggested that even Mayweather, with his legendary defensive skills, might struggle against Crawford's blend of offense, ring IQ, and adaptability.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fighters like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points, and obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing, and just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather as well.
Former two-division world champion Carl Frampton has said Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo was more than just a victory. It reshaped his perception of Crawford's standing relative to Floyd Mayweather. Frampton argued that Crawford's dominance, from controlling the fight to inflicting damage and dictating the pace, demonstrated a level capable of challenging Mayweather at his absolute peak. He compared Crawford's technical precision, ring generalship, and finishing power in that fight to the benchmark performances often cited when discussing prime Mayweather.
I feel that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw. But if you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo. But there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing him.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that number one pound-for-pound spot?
Yeah, I have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be in.
Shakur Stevenson has made it clear that he views Terence Crawford as just one fight away from entering the greatest of all-time conversation, particularly after a win over Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson highlights Crawford's skill set, movement, and boxing IQ, believing these attributes give him the tools to neutralize Canelo's offense and tilt the fight in his favor. He adds that a victory over a figure of Canelo's stature, long regarded as boxing royalty, would be far more than another title on Crawford's resume. It would be a defining moment that reshapes how history views him. In Stevenson's eyes, beating Canelo would cement Crawford's legacy among the sport's all-time greats and silence most critics.
If Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right, would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
give me a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like.
But that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right.
Regardless, it's opinionated. My opinion on it,
I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But
thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes too. Like
Yeah,
the shit
I
I
feel
watch with him is like
Right.
he's one of my favorite fighters. So.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. We ain't going up that much.
Now,
many boxing experts have sharply criticized Floyd Mayweather's recent string of exhibition bouts, arguing that they tarnish both his legacy and the sport's integrity. A common complaint is that these exhibitions are blatant mismatches, often featuring Mayweather against non-elite fighters, influencers, or YouTubers rather than legitimate contenders, stripping the events of real competitive value. Critics contend these fights are driven more by financial gain than genuine sporting challenge.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar de la Hoya has been especially outspoken, calling some of Mayweather's exhibitions embarrassing and claiming they make a mockery of boxing. Analysts have also questioned the entertainment value of these matchups with YouTubers, arguing that such spectacles do little to honor the sport's skill and tradition.
I want to say, but I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you got a guy in the environment that we're living in at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out of the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him. He made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at a press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Areola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up. The managers have got to step up. The trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates next time.